Smoke filled the air, screams echoed down the narrow street, and flames clawed through the windows of an old apartment building. Amid the chaos, a frail-looking woman wrapped in a torn coat ran against the terrified crowd. Her name was Sarah, a homeless woman who had spent the past 2 years living under a bridge just a few blocks away. Most people passed her by as if she were invisible, but that night, she became the only person who saw the little girl screaming for help from the third-floor window. Without a second thought, Sarah sprinted inside. The building was burning fast and the wooden stairs were collapsing, the smoke thick enough to choke her lungs. Her eyes watered, but she pressed on, covering her mouth with her sleeve. She could barely see, but she followed the sound of the child's cries. Kicking open a door, she found the little girl curled up beneath a bed, trembling, her tiny hands covering her ears. Sarah dropped to her knees, coughing, and reached for her. "It's okay, sweetheart, I've got you." Her voice was hoarse but steady. Cradling the girl in her arms, Sarah stumbled back toward the window. The hallway was blocked by flames. She had one choice left: at the balcony. Without hesitation, she wrapped the girl in her coat, climbed over the rail, and shouted for help. Firefighters below saw her and quickly raised the ladder. The moment they reached her, she handed the girl over and collapsed. Her body gave out from exhaustion and smoke inhalation. When Sarah woke up, she was lying in a hospital bed, hooked up to an 4. Her clothes were gone, replaced by a patient gown. The nurse smiled kindly. "You're lucky to be alive. The little girl you saved, she's perfectly fine." Tears welled up in Sarah's eyes. "That's all that matters," she whispered. She didn't expect anything in return. Saving that child had been enough. After all, she'd lost everything: her family, her home, her dignity. But maybe, just maybe, this act would mean something. Hours later, chaos unfolded outside the hospital room. A convoy of luxury cars stopped by the entrance, and a tall man in a tailored suit stormed in, his expression filled with fear. Reporters followed him, shouting questions. His name was Ethan Reynolds, the CEO of a billion-dollar tech company. He ignored everyone and rushed to the nurse's station. "Where is she?" "The woman who saved my daughter?" The nurse pointed towards Sarah's room. Ethan entered quietly, seeing the frail woman lying on the bed. Her hair was messy, her skin paled, but her eyes were kind, filled with warmth. He froze. This woman, a stranger living on the streets, had risked her life for his only child. For a moment, he couldn't speak. "A broken bar saved her," he finally managed. Sarah nodded weakly. "Anyone would have," she murmured. "I just happened to be there." Ethan shook his head. Everyone else ran away. Only you ran toward the fire." His voice broke. He walked to her bedside, tears in his eyes. "I can never repay you for what you've done, but please, let me help you." Sarah tried to smile. "You don't have to. I've made enough mistakes in life. I didn't think I still had any good left in me." Her words hit Ethan like a knife. He sat down, his voice gentle. "You just saved the child's life. Don't ever think you're beyond redemption." In the following days, the story spread like wildfire. News outlets called her the guardian angel of Elm Street. Donations poured in, and for the first time in years, Sarah had a place to sleep, real clothes to wear, and food that didn't come from a trash bin. But Ethan didn't stop there. He offered her a job at his company, not out of pity, but because he saw something in her: courage, compassion, and integrity. She was assigned to a new community outreach program he had created in her honor, the Phoenix Project, dedicated to helping homeless individuals rebuild their lives. As weeks turned into months, Sarah flourished. She learned new skills, made friends, and slowly began to believe in herself again. She even reunited with her estranged son, who found her through one of the news stories. When they hugged for the first time in years, both of them wept. "I thought I lost you forever, Mom," he said. Sarah smiled through her tears. "I thought I lost myself too." Months later, during a press conference for the Phoenix Project, Ethan invited Sarah to the stage. Cameras flashed as she stepped forward, no longer wearing tattered clothes but the simple, elegant dress. The same little girl she had saved ran to her and hugged her tightly. The crowd went silent. Sarah took a deep breath, her voice trembling but strong. "People look at the homeless and see failure, but I've learned that sometimes, it takes losing everything to find what truly matters: kindness, courage, and second chances. The audience erupted in applause. Ethan stood beside her, his eyes filled with pride. The little girl beamed up at Sarah like she was her hero, because she was. As the video fades out, the narrator's voice joins in. Sometimes heroes don't wear uniforms or have riches. Sometimes they sleep on cold streets but carry hearts warmer than fire. If this story touched you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because kindness deserves to be remembered.